Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today we're gonna make a Black Forest strawberry cake. And typically Black Forest cake is made with cherries and it's amazing. I love fresh strawberries. So we're just gonna get right into it. The only substitution that I'm making are strawberries instead of cherries. So if you wanna make it with cherries, by all means, use some cherries. So we're gonna start by taking our strawberries and we're putting them into a pot. And I want to make a compote. And I'm going to take some sugar and a little bit of cornstarch. If you don't have cornstarch, feel free to use tapioca starch or potato starch. Any kind of starch should work. And I just want to mix this into the sugar, and that's so that we don't get clumping. So I'm going to mix this into the strawberries, and then I'm going to put the strawberries on low or a simmer and just let it do its thing. So while that's cooking down, I'm going to take my mixing bowl and I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients. So there's all-purpose flour. I'm going to make sure I get everything. And my baking powder, my baking soda, my kosher salt, and my cocoa. And I want to give this a light mix. And even if I just mix it by hand, and that's fine too. Now I also want to add my white sugar, and I'm going to give that a stir. So now I want to add my vanilla, and you might see in here there's little black flecks. I make my own vanilla, so that's actually seed from the vanilla bean. If you want to learn how to make vanilla, you can click the link in the description below. So vanilla goes in, and my oil, and my 2 eggs, and hot water. I find adding hot water to my recipes really makes it all come together. So I'm going to add that to put that into my mixer. And we're going to really beat this up for a few minutes. I want to scrape down the sides just to make sure we got everything really well mixed. It's looking really good so far. And I'm going to give it another quick spin. There we go. It looks so good. Look at that. Oh, looks so yummy. Okay, that's done. So I want to take a greased springform pan. You can also use a bundt pan or a fluted, pretty much any kind of pan you'd like. And I'm just going to scrape all of this right into the cake pan. Oh, this looks so good. Okay, one last scoop. There we go. And this is going to go into a preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes roughly. So while that's there, while that's in the oven, let's take a look at our strawberries, and you can see they've really, it's started to create a bit of a syrup. It's wonderful. I really like the look of that. You can see that sheen on there. It smells so good. I'm going to take a potato masher, and I'm just going to mash them up a little bit, just to make it more compote-like. And a compote is just like a coarse fruit mixture. I love making compotes for pancake day when we have pancakes in the house. Okay, so I'm just gonna heat this up for another few minutes and then it should be good. Oh, look at this. This looks so good. So when I put it back on the stove, I brought it to a boil and then I turned it to medium and I stirred it occasionally and it's just gorgeous. So I'm gonna let this cool. We're gonna let the cake keep cooking, and when it's all done, we're gonna start putting it all together. See you in a moment. This cake looks really good. It smells really good. It took about 38 minutes in my oven. Your oven's gonna be slightly different depending on the heat and how much it moves around. But I wanna cut into it and see how it looks. So I've just scored the outside. Moment of truth. Oh, that looks really good. So I'm going to set this aside. Let's set this aside. Let it cool a little tiny bit more. Doesn't need much. And while it's cooling, we're going to make up the whipped cream icing. So we're going to start by adding whipped cream. And it's the main ingredient and the name of it. And we're going to start whipping this up. So I'm going to add a little bit of a stabilizing agent, which is cream of tartar. And that just keeps the whipped cream from collapsing a little bit. And at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Oh, that smells good. And I'm going to add some of my icing sugar. Not all of it, just a little bit. And we're going to mix that up a little bit. Okay, so you can see that it's up to medium peaks. So it's just starting to curl over, which is great. And I want to add in the rest of my icing sugar. And we're going to whip this up until we've got nice peaks. So it's really starting to form up. I'm just going to run the spatula around the outside edge just to make sure that all of the icing sugar is mixed in there. But you can see it's holding already. The thing with whipped cream is you want to make sure that you don't over whip it or you're going to get butter. And that's okay because you've got icing sugar in there and you've still got like a buttercream icing, but you want it to be lighter than that. So I would suggest we whip it until it's, well, we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. And that didn't take long at all. And if we look, you've got a nice stiff peak. You can see like they're holding their even when I shake it a little bit, that's exactly what you want. Any more and you're probably on the path for butter, which is fine. Oh, that's good. Oh, just whipped cream alone on its own is good. Can you tell I like food? Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this mixer. So I'm gonna set that there. And then we've got our cake. And I'm going to slice it in half. Okay. Okay. Now the tricky part is getting that to lift off. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that looks beautiful. I'm just going to run my offset just underneath just so that nothing sticks. I've got a little bit of crumb. That's okay. I'll just put that in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to fill a piping bag with some of this whipped cream. And you don't want to put all of the whipped cream in the piping bag. This is just to do the edge and then a little bit more on the top as decoration. So I filled this piping bag about halfway. And this is just going to keep the berries all contained. Okay. So there's that. And then we've got our beautiful strawberry compote. Oh, it smells so good. And let's just get that right in the middle. I like putting a generous amount in there. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. And you see with the whipped cream, it's now being held on the inside, so it's not going to ooze out all over the place. Now we flip this over and set this ever so gingerly back on top. Okay, and now we start icing. And by icing, I mean whipped creaming. And I'm just going to put a big pile of it right on the top and then take from that. So I did make sure that this cake was as cool as I wanted it to be. It should sit for quite a few hours for it to cool off. I even ended up putting mine in the freezer just for like 10 minutes just to make sure that it was really cold, because if it's too warm, then the whipped cream is going to start melting and then you got a really big mess. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the edges. And you can see it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And I'm not too concerned about how messy or how clean it looks, because we're going to decorate it up a little bit. So there we go. Let's do this, larger offset, and just smooth that out a little bit more. Again, I'm not being too precious about it. And this is where I want to go along the outside edge again. And we're going to put some more berry compote in there. Oh my goodness. Pulling out all the stops with this one, that's for sure. Wowzer. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to go just a couple little there we go. And then take some fresh strawberries, and if you slice them 2/3 of the way through here, I'll move this so that we can get a better angle. Almost all the way through, you can see I'm almost right through, but I'm not quite. And then you can just give it a little twist, and it just gives it that little bit of prettiness. Let's do a similar sized strawberry. I'll do another one just so that you can see what it's like. Well, that one I went right through, but I'm going to pretend I didn't. There we go. And you might be thinking, the edges look kind of gross, or not gross, but they look kind of unfinished. And that's because we're not finished yet. So I'm going to just set that over there for a minute. I've gone ahead and tempered some dark chocolate. If you want to learn how to temper chocolate, it's quite a process, but it's actually not as complicated as one might think. You can microwave chocolate and temper it that way. You can also do it the double boiler method, and it works great. Once you learn it, it's so nice, and you can see there's a nice shine. So I'm going to offer descriptions on how to get that, but now I've got that tempered chocolate, and I'm going to break up chunks of it. And you guessed it. gonna go up the sides. That. Oh yes. Look at that. Little bits here and there. Little one here. Oh, a really tall one. Maybe not that tall. There we go. There. Oh, that one's a nice wide one. We'll put the wide one there. We'll keep going. I remember I made this for my kids for one of their birthdays, and they went bananas for it. They loved the height and the texture and the layering, and it's just, it really fancies things up. It looks really fun, and I really like it, and it tastes good. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to dig into this. Oh, and so this should set up for, oh, I'm gonna say about an hour, just to let it really rest and set up. But you could theoretically serve it immediately, and if anything, I'm gonna dig into it and see what it tastes like. So let's cut into it. Oh my goodness. That slices so nicely. Oh, look at that. And I'm gonna get a few pieces of chocolate with it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that looks good. I mean, just look at the inside. You can see the layers, the whipped cream and the berry compote just starting to ooze out. I mean, oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna grab a fork. Oh, and what I like about strawberry and cherry is they're really similar. They've got a similar flavor profile, so if you can't have cherries, go for strawberries, and if you can't have strawberries, go for cherries. Cherries have a much bolder, more robust flavor, but I find the delicateness of the strawberry is really, really pretty and nice. I wish I could share this with you right now. It is amazing. It is so good. It deserves a second bite. We're gonna have to get some pictures of this cake before I eat the whole thing because it's that good. Thanks for watching.